I've just been in there. You're not allowed to photograph inside of it, but I thought it was very nice in there. I got a few books to for myself and for some colleagues to help teach them language learning materials for them to use with my method, which is a gift of mine to the colleagues in New Film. I got them in this Nowy Kniżny magazine, as it's called. It's on the corner opposite that famous statue that you can see on the Moss film. The filmmakers at the old Sergei Eisensteiner street where I used to work one time before we got the nicer studios on Telly Street, Akademika Karylova. We first had those studios where they used to make Yiri Lash and other things like that, programs, and the kids. Those studios are awful. I had rats running around all over the place. I think I mentioned it before. Anyway, that's on the other side of that interesting statue over there. So you've got a man and a woman in Soviet style holding up a hammer and a sickle together. That's what they're holding up in the form of, so if you look at it from certain angles you see something that's reminiscent of the obviously the Soviet flag. And I don't want to look in the direct way of the sun, but over in that direction where the sun would be, which I've avoided pointing the camera at, that's where you would see, if I was going to point the camera in that direction, that's where you would see the VDNK. You can see the rocket down in that direction. I don't know, I'm disinclined, I think, to go back that way. I'll do that another day. I'll cross the road here, and I'll cross the road here if I've still got time. Maybe we'll go up a little bit closer to that big statue and have a look at it. There's some nice parking. Now I can't really even get across here because some personage has decided that they should be in the middle of the street here. It's not very nice. With a few dramatic clouds behind it as well. That's towards the centre of Moscow, and that's towards the north. New building going on the whole time. That's still 10 seconds worth of crossing that can be done. 7 seconds at any rate. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Still allowed to cross. Anyhow, there it is. From over here, it's the self-same jolly old monorail thing that we have outside my house. So if I felt like a quick journey back, I could get one. However, I don't really feel like that. I feel like a walk. It's lovely weather. Some of the best I've had in Moscow. What a sin it would be to waste it. Obviously, even with a bag of books weighing a few kilos, I suppose what I have in my left hand is weighing over, well, I've been on for about 10 kilograms. But no problem. I can always change hands. But in the meantime, I'm able to have a bit of a walk. How much have I got so far? 5.1 today, kilograms. And finally I've got my own entry card to the office rather than use a colleague's one. High clouds over there, reflecting the sun at the top. Looks like there could be the odd bit of rain around, but just showers I expect, because there's not that much broad coverage of it. That sloping roof down there is part of the VDNK arrangement. And as you probably guessed, I'm going to try and get one of those Terry mocks in there and then go home. Ah, here we go. That's is telling me to cross the road. So this is the tram, and now at this point the tram goes in a different direction than number 11. It's going off down that way. That's interesting. I should take it one time just to see where it takes me. It might turn out to be a really handy way of travelling. I should just get in it and just go backwards and forwards in it, just to learn a little bit more about the city. While it's still good weather, that's a good thing to do, isn't it? Then you know what you're doing for when it's not such good weather and you can't walk. Whereas as it is, I could take a tram off somewhere like that one, take it to, as far as it will go, and maybe walk back. That's an idea. I could do that at the weekend if it's nice weather for walking. And there's the monorail at the point at which it diverges from the tram line. Because near my house that's going right over the number 11 tram. There's another tram going off in that direction. A little flock of birds up there. It's all very nice around this bit, on a day when you've got nice weather. There don't seem to be any particular bits of guidance as to how to cross this bit. No. Oh, that looks so familiar over there. That is definitely Eisensteiner Street over in that direction. I just kind of know that block from way back. It's kind of calling to me out of my memory. If I go through here, am I just going to be in part? I'm going to be in part of the old VDNK again, aren't I? Which is alright. I'll try and see if I can get in this way. Might just be a quicker way into the actual park. Which is more interesting to walk around in than to walk outside of it, I suppose. Looks like a bit of a bus station here then, by the looks, and a big McDonald's, Italianskaya pizzeria, cafe bar. Lots of yes, it's VVC, which is the Всероссийский выставочный центр, the all-Russian exhibition centre. So, and as mentioned before, I went in the main gate. This is not the main gate, but as mentioned before, it's free to go in, and it's nice that you can do all sorts of different things, which of course aren't free, but it's free to go in. And there's Camelot. Isn't that interesting? That's the name of Hemel Hempstead's rugby club that I think my brother used to play for. I never had much interest in playing rugby. I did play rugby a little bit at school. I joined the rugby team, which was even optional. Rugby was never an obligatory sport at my school. You can join it if you wanted to. And I thought, oh, I quite like this. I'll do it at university. And some of the people at the university team were really very, big muscly, aggressive, you know, they were really into it. And they knew all the tricks of the trade, they've been doing it for years, and so, you know, that was a completely different league. We'd just been playing with other kids that were new to it and that weren't particularly, you know, like specialist, like going to university on a rugby ticket because you're really, really good at it, yeah. So when I saw those people in the rugby, I kind of like thought, well, I went along to the tryout, got changed into the kit, you know, had a kick about, but thought, no, this is not for me. You could see that they were in a completely different class, so I kind of didn't want to embarrass myself too much by trying to compete with them. I'll certainly be happy to compete with any rugby players out there in the issue of who can learn Indonesian fastest from a standing start. If any rugby players out there would like to get me on that one, that's okay. But not in a big scrum with somebody, you know, who weighs the same as me but with muscle rather than fat. That's perhaps less appealing. This is all very nice, isn't it? This is a little bit dendrological here, as the saying goes. Different trees from different parts of the world, although they're not really marked up. There is a dendrological park which I want to go to. I only saw it on the map today. Definitely want to go there. And I expect that, you know, what marks out a dendrological park is that the trees have little labels on them saying what they are and where they came from, and maybe even how old they are and stuff like that. There we go, that's the London Eye, except it's in Moscow. The Moscow Eye. I think they call it an eye. I think the idea of calling the London Eye an eye was first done in London. I don't think they call any of these things eyes normally. There we go. This seems to be some big, I don't know, an enemy or something. Vchod v park swobodny. So there you go. Very nice. There's even a notary public here. If you need one in a park, there's the toilet, the administration, the DHL logistics centre, the central alley, pavilions, and should you be doing a deal here in the exhibition centre, you like some exhibited products so much you want to sign off a contract, you've even got the notary public to validate your agreement. So there you are. It's business. And here we go. Bit of a fun fair really. I'm not sure that there's any sense in me doing a lot of this, but never mind for the time being. Just walking along, and that's one of those things that was on that film where you put your hand in it or something and then you end up waking up the next day as a little boy, or I think that's something like that happened. Okay. That's okay, thanks. She's got a loud voice, that girl. Okay.